Hi, I want to give you a quick overview of some of the changes in the gradebook in Moodle 4.2. So, as you've probably already discovered, you get to the gradebook by clicking on the grade tab right here. This is incidentally the same way your students get to the gradebook. Once you do, you pop into the grader report view. This is actually where most of the big changes have happened. So I want to point those out to you, and we'll spend most of our time right here. There's about 3, maybe 4 changes that are pretty important in here that you want to know about just to help you orient yourself and so you know where to go and know where to enter your grades. So the first one is a biggie, and that's over here in the corner. If you remember, you got your different gradebook views by a tab, by a series of tabs over here. So for example, to get to the gradebook setup, there was a tab that said gradebook setup. You could click on that, and that took you to where you would change the weights or change the order of your grade columns, things like that. So now that's now under this drop-down menu. So I click on this, and you can see here's where the gradebook setup is. So I can click on that. That will take me to the gradebook setup page, and I can do all my manipulation there. To get back to the gradebook grader report, where I enter my grades, I just choose grader report in the drop-down menu. Now in the grader report, this hasn't changed really. This is the same behavior, but it works a lot better. Is in order to enter grades right here in the report, I need to turn my editing on. So this is just like the last one, you need to turn editing on. But right now in the old version, this wasn't really all that functional. It was really hard to get things to line up. It was slow, things didn't refresh well. Now this actually works really well. You can actually go ahead and enter grades. You can just tab down to each grade. And it works, it functions really well. So you can enter grades right here if you have grades, a grade column that you want to put grades into or overwrite a grade, it works well. Now, however, there might be times where you want to enter grades into a particular column, and you just want to see that column, right? It makes it a little bit easier. In the old Moodle, this is called single view. In the old Moodle, there's a pencil next to every grade column, and you clicked on your pencil, and that took you to the single view. Now, this is under these 3 dots here. So if I want to go in and just see the midterm column, I'll click on these 3 dots, and then I'll go to the single view for this item, right? So there's no pencil, click on the 3 dots, single view for this item. Now there's another change here too, just to be warned. In the old Moodle, you would just go in and this would allow you to edit any of these columns. In the new version, you have to turn editing on in here as well in order to get the grade interface. One final change within the single view, if you remember down at the bottom, there used to be a place where you could do sort of bulk actions. Those bulk actions have now moved up to the top, which is a better place for it to be, but it is hidden under this actions menu, and then you can see the various options that you have, particularly the bulk insert grades option that I really like. All right, so those are the big changes in the grader report and for grade entering. Now, there hasn't been a whole lot of changes in the other parts of the gradebook. The gradebook setup looks a little bit different, but it works pretty much the same. The biggest change here is that these add grade items and add category buttons are no longer at the bottom of the page. They're at the top, where it makes a lot more sense. And the other big change is that you can collapse the various categories that you have, so just makes it a little neater. But all the rest of the functionality remains largely the same, and a lot of the other functionality remains largely the same.